commenting on the issues that we see over the weekend, building up to how we are going to understand the Middle East, as well as Norman Floyd Barnes joining us from District of Columbia, Washington. Alongside, we will also have Mohammad Musab from Islamabad, Pakistan, joining us on the program. But I want to begin with John Dalton. Sir, how are you assessing this situation? We know 3 rounds of talks actually did not bring any fruitful results, and because of so, the attack over the weekend has now killed the supreme leader of Iran, leader who has shaped the modern day Iranian culture and of course contributions in the Iranian government. I want to understand, how are you making this situation, and do you predict more tensions rising in the Middle East?
Yeah, well, I think it's a really very, very dangerous time in the Middle East and in the world. And I thought, when I watched the news on Friday, when the IAEA was unable to confirm, with the assistance of Iran, the existence of the uranium enrichment program that they had in the Rafshahan, and I thought at that point in time that would be a trigger for some kind of an attack. When Iran was not cooperating with the International Atomic Energy Agency on the ground, that whatever was happening in Geneva was irrelevant. And that I thought, this is going to tighten the screws a little bit on this situation. And so I wasn't surprised that something at that moment happened. I had hoped that it would not, as I've said here on this program, because I think it unleashes forces that are unpredictable. And I think it releases forces on several levels, not just in terms of like Iran versus Israel with the United States' cooperation. But since the response by Iran has been to attack countries that are basically majority Sunni in the Gulf states, and they are majority Shia, I think there's a risk that this becomes seen as some sort of a more deeply theocratic battle, particularly since Iran has attacked sites in Saudi Arabia. So I am really worried that this could spin out of control, that zealots on each side could begin to use this as a way to sort of justify their position in the world of how they see things, their worldview. And I think that there's always the risk that Israel, the only country in the Middle East that possesses a nuclear weapon, if pressed, could very well resort to using tactical weapons in Iran. Could. Don't know for sure. But I think that the United States made a strategic blunder by making this about regime change. If they had said, we're after the nuclear facilities, we want to make sure that there's no longer a threat, that's one thing. But to say that we're going to wipe out the Ayatollah, and that is the purpose of the attack, now it's an existential threat to Iran. And all the people in Iran, and the government, the Republican Guard, the Council of Elders, all of these people are now mobilized against the United States is attacking our country, not simply our nuclear program. And that could really simply see the whole war escalate even further. I also think that, as I said, Iran's attacking the Gulf states, the UAE, Kuwait, all the other places that are supporting where military bases are located. That also extends the war. I think it would have been smarter for them to try to find an alliance with those people against Israel and the United States, rather than trying to attack some allies which maybe would have agreed with them a little bit, or put pressure on the United States to hold back. Now I think it's gone too far, and I can't begin to understand. I cannot begin to understand where it's going to go.